Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have some quick and easy cards, super clean and simple, using the newest July Simon Says card kit. So we are using that beautiful little village, and I actually have some clouds and the little house pre-cut and colored. And we're going to be using Simon Says stamp in lipstick red, and then the gorgeous speckled egg, and that's the newest distress ink just released. It's included in the kit. So what I did here is I have my card base 5.5 by 4.25, and then I have another piece of cardstock of the same size that I have die cut with the circle, and this is going to serve as our mask, right? So I know there's a ton of stencils and stuff that you can use. I wanted to make my own, so I just used a normal circle here, and actually that's from Hefty Doodle, but you can use any circle you like. I'm going to grab that speckled egg distress oxide. Oh, distress ink, excuse me, and I've made my little circle, right? So it's super pretty. We're gonna use the lipstick red ink for our sentiment, and my reasoning behind it is that the roof of my house is red. Let's make that welcome to your new home super bright and happy and very welcoming. We're gonna stamp that down, holding it for just a couple seconds to really allow that ink color to be absorbed by the cardstock, and you have this crisp, beautiful sentiment ready to go. We're going to place our little house again that I have stamped with Copic friendly ink, and then I colored it, and then we're placing it with foam adhesive. I have the clouds also included in that stamp set, and we are placing those again with some foam adhesive. We're going to place the two on top, you know, kind of staggering, staying out of that circle. And I felt like I really wanted to add some embellishment. So included in the kit as well, we have the Cosmic Shimmer. It's an opal blaze polish, and it's this gel, and it's called Avocado, and it's just super, super pretty. I don't know what's avocado. It's not green. It's more iridescently glitter, but whatever it's called, it's super pretty. And we're going to use that to place it within the parameters of that circle to really give it some little glitter, a little shimmer, and just keeping it nice and simple, because I don't want to add too much to take away from that clean and simple look that we're shooting here for. So I'm going to finish that up, and then we're going to move on to our next card, again using the contents of the kit for the July 2020 card kit. All right, next up, we're doing something a little more girly again, but still keeping it within the parameters of the kit. So I'm using the Home Sweet Home stamp set, and we're gonna use the clouds and some of the cardstock included in the kit. So we're gonna begin by cutting a very rough cloud looking on the edge of the white cardstock. And I didn't use any stencils, I didn't draw it out. I really just grabbed my scissors and I did like little cloud shapes. I have my cardstocks trimmed 5.5 by 4.25. Then using flat adhesive, Tombow specifically, I'm going to place that white on top of that pink, and then using Simon Says Teeny Bikini. Love this beautiful pink, and I actually don't have a ton of colors, but I want to show you how easy it is to use just what you got in your craft stash. So I'm going to stamp the two clouds included in the stamp set over and over and over, doing some shadow stamping or second generation stamping. And what I mean by that is that you stamp it once and then you stamp it again to get you a lighter version of what you just did. And that's just gonna layer those a little bit, doing some of that second generation stamping to really give it the look that you used a lighter pink, but honestly you just used a one. So gonna just finish that up, layering my clouds here, and we're going to move on to putting our card together. So grabbing a Zig Clean Color marker or a pink watercolor, we're going to color the inside of those clouds, and it's just going to again make it look super pretty. I really thought about paper piercing or paper piecing in regards where you stamp your cloud onto a piece of pattern paper and then you would fussy cut that cloud. But I thought it'd be just easier to go ahead and watercolor those individual clouds very, very lightly and roughly, right, with some pink watercolor. So I'm going to finish up those little, the little clouds, and again, it just gives it a different look, and you use the same stamp over and over and over, just really changing the look of it. So once we splattered our ink, we're going to move on to putting our card together. I'm going to bring in that green apple ink. I'm going to bring in my blender, and I'm going to blend just a little bit of a grass looking right down on the bottom of the card. And so as you can see, I'm going to do just circular blends, and then I'm going to add more ink to my brush and feather up to create the look of grass. As you can see, the same bristles that create that beautiful blending will also make some really cool grass clippings right at the bottom. And this is a great technique to do some landscaping, layering type of cards. So I'm gonna have I believe it's like a clock tower from the Home Sweet Home stamp set that I have colored with Zig Clean color markers. I've added 2 layers of foam adhesive, and I'm going to place that down. And then last but not least, we're going to come in with our sentiment. So we're going to use, again, our trusty black ink from Simon. And this is just going to keep it very nice and clean. And I'm going to stamp this over all of our watercoloring and stamping. So be sure that one, you ink it up really good, and 2, that all your watercoloring and stamping is completely dry. If you like, you can totally heat emboss as well to make it nice and shiny and really pop, but I'm trying to keep things simple here, so I'm just going to stamp it. And so that creates a really fun, kind of girly card using the July 2020 card kit. And last but not least, we're doing another clean and simple card, doing some background no coloring. So we're going to begin by using that little house as the square of them, and then we're going to use that as Just Not the Same Without You Here sentiment part of the stamp set. We're going to use the Distress ink in that speckled egg, also included in the kit. And for this, I'm going to be using my Misty. And the reasoning why is that we're going to be using a very light gray, and I want to be sure that I place it properly and that I do it right. And also because it's very important, since it's a longer strip of stamp, that you get the actual part of the stamp that you want down on the card. So when making this style of card, just choose what buildings or what part of the image you want on your card, set your Misty on it, and then ink it up. So again, that's what I'm doing here, and I thought it'd be really fun to be able to use some of the other components out of this beautiful stamp set without having to do a ton of coloring. So I am pressing down, making sure that my gray ink is really sticking down. And then as you can see, I have this beautiful crisp image using that smoky gray Simon Says ink. So we're going to come in and stamp our sentiment, and I'm doing that with some black ink, also from Simon. This is the Intense Black, and this is Copic friendly if you needed to use a Copic friendly ink. So I'm going to ink, and then we're going to close down our Misty because I had already positioned it. And if you need to move it, it kind of shows you where it's going. So you can see mine moves, so I'm going to have to shift it just to the left, just a little bit, and then down. And this is so nice because you can really see what you're stamping down. So I'm going to do a little more adjustment. We're going to stamp that down, and then we can move on to the rest of our card. So pressing that down, you can again do some heat embossing to get it nice and clean, but I felt that that crisp image was just really nice using that Intense Black from Simon. So I'm going to bring in my Speckled Egg Distress ink, and for this purpose, you know, I used it for blanking earlier in the video. Now I'm going to use it for stamping. So I really love the versatility of the Distress inks. So if you don't have any, go check out the Simon Says store. They have everything, and this Speckled Egg is the newest release from Tim Holtz. So we're using the 2 little clouds from the kit, and we're just going to stamp those over and over and over to create a little sky. And I really love these scenery style of cards, yet I really don't want to do a ton of coloring, so I'm loving this clean and simple look without coloring. So I'm going to do that last little cloud, and I'm going to bring that down just to try to tie in those buildings down at the bottom. And then we are going to come in and grab that building that I had stamped earlier. So I had stamped it in that Copic friendly ink, and then I Copic colored it, and then I fussy colored it, cut it, and then I added foam adhesive to the back, and then I did the same thing with the little trees because I felt that would make it pop really nicely. So this is a great activity. You stamp your images, you go, you take a trip, and you come back, and then you fussy cut, and you can use different parts of that stamp set. So you can embellish further. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm really loving this clean and simple look. Guys, that does it for me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. All products are listed below. This is the Simon Says kit available on their site. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click on my photo to get more videos. See you later.